Hello all, myself B. Shravan Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, Vagdevi College of Engineering. Our subject is Computer Networks Lab. Today we are going to discuss configuring mesh topology using PacketTracer software. In last lab we have discussed about configuration of star topology using PacketTracer, and now we are going to discuss this mesh topology. In mesh topology, all the nodes or devices are directly connected to each other. So here each computer contains a dedicated link to every other node in the network. You see, from node 1 to node 2 there is a direct link. From node 1 to node 3 there is a direct link. From node 1 to node 4 there is a direct link. From node 1 to node 5 there is a direct link, which means here each individual node is having a dedicated link to other node which is there in the network. Now we will see advantages of this mesh topology. Here first advantage is connection can carry its own data load. Yes, here each connection can carry its own data load. You assume that node 1 is my sender node and node 4 is my receiver node, and here there is a direct link between node 1 and node 4, which means this link can carry data between node 1 and node 4. Second advantage is it is robust. Means you assume that same one from node 1 to node 4 we are transmitting the data. Unfortunately, this link is broken. In this case, data will be transmitted through other path. Means even though a single link is failed, still we can transmit the data from sender node to receiver node by using some other path, like it may be transmitted from node 1 to node 5 and node 5 to node 4, or from node 1 to node 2 and node 2 to node 4. Like this, even though a single link is broken, we can send data through other paths or through other links. Third advantage is a fault is diagnosed easily. Means if a node is failed or if a link is broken, we can easily find out where the problem has occurred. And fourth advantage is it provides security and privacy. Right, you see the same one, you assume that node 1 is my sender node and node 3 is my receiver node. So if I am transmitting some data from node 1 to node 3, the data will be transmitted through this dedicated link, and here this dedicated link is available between these two nodes, and this link is not shared with any other nodes. Means there is no chance to see what is the data I am transmitting from node 1 to node 3. Like this, you can provide security and privacy in this mesh topology. Now we will see what are the disadvantages of mesh topology. Here installation and configuration are difficult if the connectivity gets more. You assume that here only 5 nodes are available. So if there are 100 nodes, then you need to connect 100 dedicated links from each node to every other node which is there in the network. So if the more nodes are adding to the existing network, it will become more difficult to configure and install this topology. And the second disadvantage is bulk wiring is required. As we have discussed in the previous example, if we are having 100 nodes, then we need to have 100 dedicated links from each node to every other node in the network. So in this case, we require more wiring. More wiring will occupies more space also. And third disadvantage is cabling cost is more. Yes, we are using lot of cable and cost of the cable will be more. Now we will see some of the practical examples. First one is connection of telephone regional offices, in which each regional office needs to be connected to every other regional office. Means you take example of BSNL. So here this BSNL company is having regional offices, right? Here all of these regional offices are get connected by using this mesh topology only. This is one of the practical example. Second one is smart home control and monitoring. Here it will uses some Zigbee protocol, and the smart home control monitoring will controls and monitors the home appliances like TVs, geysers, lights, etc. etc. Here also we can use this mesh topology, and you can use this mesh topology in Google Wi-Fi and military defense services. Here these are some of the practical examples of mesh topology. Now we will see how to configure this mesh topology using PacketTracer software. First, we need to open PacketTracer software and we need to click on this network devices menu. Once you click on this network devices menu, you need to click on this switch icon and select 295024 switch model and drag this switch onto your work area. Like this, you need to drag as many switches you require to set up your connection. Once you have done with this, next you need to click on this end devices icon and select some generic desktop and drag these desktops onto your work area. Here I have taken 5 network devices, means 5 switches I have taken, and 5 general desktop computers I have taken. Now I need to connect all of these devices. Here, in order to connect these devices, I require cables. So I'll click on cables menu here. Once I click on this cables menu, I need to choose this straight through cable. So by using this straight through cable, I'll connect these two different devices. One is general desktop computer and second one is switch. Like this, you need to connect all the general desktop computers to the switches. And like this, I have connected all the 5 generic devices to the switches. Once you have connected these devices, it's time to connect the switches together. First, I'll select the cables. Next, click on this cross through cable. And by using this cross through cable, you connect all of these switches together by using mesh topology. Like here, each device must have a separate dedicated link to each other node in the network. You see, this switch 1 is having a direct connection with switch 2 and switch 3 and switch 4 and switch 5. Like this, you need to connect this mesh topology. Once you have done this, next configure the IP address and subnet mask of this each individual desktop computer. First, you need to click on this end device. Once you click on this end device, it displays this menu. Here, you just click on this desktop button. Once you click on this desktop button, it shows this menu. Here, you select IP configuration. Once you click on this IP configuration, it displays this window. Here, you just click on this static button and give IP address as 10.1.1.1, and next you just click on the subnet mask field and it automatically selects the subnet mask as 255.255.0.0, and you just close this window. Like this, you need to configure all of these end devices. Once you have done this, next you need to click on this simple PDU button and select the sender node and select the receiver node and click on this simulate button. Once you click on the simulate button, it displays how the data has been transmitting from the sender node to the receiver node. Now we will configure mesh topology. First, we have to open this Cisco PacketTracer software. Once you have opened this Cisco PacketTracer software, first we need to click on this network devices. Once you click on this network devices, you have to select the switches. Next, you need to click on this 295024 switch model and drag it onto the work area. Here I am going to use 5 switches for my mesh topology. So I am taking 5 switches. Once you have taken these switches, next you need to select the end devices. So you just click on this end devices and select this generic desktop computer and click on here. So like this, you just drag and drop 5 generic devices onto your work area. Once you have done this, next you need to connect these end devices with our network devices. To do this task, we have to choose cables. Once you have chosen these cables, you just choose this straight through cable, because here desktop computer and switch both are two different types. In order to connect two different types of devices, we need to choose this straight through cable. I have chosen this straight through cable, and here you have to click on this fast ethernet and connect this end device. Like this, you have to connect all of these end devices with the network devices. Now I am connecting my third switch to the third end device, and fourth switch to the fourth end device, and fifth switch to the fifth end device. Once you have connected these end devices with the switches, you have to connect these network devices together. Here in our mesh topology, each node must have a dedicated link with every other node in the network. So here switches are of same type. So we need to choose this crossover cable. I have clicked on this crossover cable. Now I am connecting my switch 1 to the switch 2. Like this, you need to create a dedicated link from every switch to other switch which is there in the network. Now I am connecting my fourth switch, and finally from first switch to the last switch. Now you see, this first switch is having a dedicated link with every other node in the network. Like this, you need to connect. Now I am taking second switch, from this second switch to this third switch, and from this second switch to the fourth switch, and from this second switch to the last switch. Now my switch 2 is also having a dedicated link with other node, and now I am taking my third switch, from this third switch to other switches in the network. Yes, my fourth switch is also having dedicated links with each individual switch, and I am taking this fifth one from here to here. Yes, I think I have connected all the switches together by using mesh topology. Like this, you need to construct the mesh topology. Once you have connected all of these switches, we have to configure this each individual end device. For this task, you need to click on this end device and it displays this window. Here you just click on desktop, next select IP configuration, and you just click on this static radio button and give IP address as 10.1.1.1, and you just click on this subnet mask. It automatically selects the subnet mask field. Next, close this one. Like this, you need to configure each individual node. Here you need to give 10.1.1.2 and subnet mask, close it. Now third one, click on desktop IP configuration, here 10.1.1.3 and close it. Right, next this fourth one, desktop IP configuration, subnet IP address 10.1.1.4 and subnet mask, and finally my last end device, here 10.1.1.5 and click on subnet mask and close it. Now all of my devices are connected together. This is what implementation of mesh topology. Now we need to click a sample message by clicking on this add simple PDU button and choose the source node as well as destination node, and click on this simulate button and click on this auto capture and play. Like this, we can configure mesh topology using PacketTracer software. Thank you.